Raymond Archer exposes Akufo-Addo as the most corrupt president. Without apology. Who is Raymond Archer? The boss of EOCO, Economic and Organized Crime Office, Capo di Tutti Capi. Now, at the State of the Nation address, the president said something that shook the foundations of corruption in the nation. My brother, my sister, what did the president say? He said that unprecedentedly, listen, when we use that word, it means it's never happened. This is the first time. EOCO, since it was founded, from when it was SFO, Serious Fraud Office, till now, from when the Pope was nothing but an altar boy, this is the time that EOCO has raked in, clawed back into the economy over 600 million Ghana cedis. The president said it at the State of the Nation address a few days back. And when he said it, the whole Parliament House went up in flames, so rapturous. I don't know if they were shocked to the spleen that, hey, what is this man saying? Did he mean $6 million or 6 million Ghana cedis? He said how much? 600 million. And people went out to play to the gallery. It's not true. People wrote to EOCO using the RTI, Right to Information Bill, to demand the breakdown of the whole thing. I was privy to the information. But we had to keep it so that at the right time, it will come out. The president had to come and mention it. After the president, some other people would have to sit on it and then write out some beautiful explanations and give out probably to the press. But we knew this from long. The conspiracy theorists said it was a lie. They said nothing like that happened. Even the president, when he was going to say 600 million Ghana cedis, I'm sure he uttered a word of prayer so that later he would not be told that, oh, an additional zero was added. It was the printer's devil. You know what that means, right? Printer's devil. Let's listen to the president, what he said. And when we return, I will break your heart with no mercy. Watch this.
Mr. Speaker, we've made progress through strengthening collaboration among law enforcement agencies, financial intelligence institutions, and prosecutors. These efforts have led to initiation of criminal proceedings and asset forfeiture proceedings against some individuals and entities implicated in financial crimes against the state. But yes, I agree with the sentiments of Ghanaians that we must press harder on this accelerator. As of December 2025, EOCO has recovered more than 600 million Ghana cedis. The office has investigated 462 cases, with 15 currently under prosecution. It has dismantled transnational carjacking syndicates and has recovered 29 luxury vehicles that were stolen. Mr. Speaker, the government remains resolute that corruption will not be tolerated, regardless of status or political affiliation. The Attorney General's office will continue to use both criminal prosecution and non-conviction-based assets recovery mechanisms to ensure that stolen public resources are returned for national development.
The president, John Dramani Mahama, he shook the parliament when he said this. Hey, it's never happened in the history of EOCO. And it's close to about 500% what has ever been recovered. And all these were recovered from the 8 years of Nana Addo in power. All the money, everything clawed back into the state was when Nana Addo was in power sleeping. And people took the advantage to steal and steal. And sometimes I looked at some of the figures and I was so angry. Tax evasions. Some people deliberately connived with officers at the time and paid only about 5% of the tax they were supposed to pay. So if they were supposed to pay 100,000, you know how much they paid? 5,000, 10,000. They connived with authorities to steal from the state. And when EOCO went into some of these things, there were so many. Some of them, they were supposed to have lengthy legal issues, and Ghanaians don't have patience for that. So what EOCO did was to cut a deal. You know what? You have not paid. You were supposed to pay 100,000. You have been paying 5,000 for all these years. We want you to pay everything plus interest if this matter doesn't have to go to court. And they quickly paid. People's properties have been frozen. We have never seen this level, this scale of investigation and power in the history of this country. Not even in the days of Rawlings. My brother, today when people hear EOCO, they are scared. It doesn't matter who you are. Hey, you can be the president's grandfather. If you fall foul to the law, EOCO will come after you. And I like it when Raymond Archer tells the people, listen, I am only a servant. I want myself to be investigated. Anybody who has anything about me that I've taken a penny from anybody, let them come. I will resign that day. I like it when he says things like that. My brother, do you know how much 600 million Ghana cedis can do in this time of Iran, Israel, US madness? Let's see the breakdown. Many asked for it. We have been so privileged. We grabbed it first, and there is an opportunity to show it. That's what is there. You can see, can't you? Financial performance of the Economic and Organized Crime Office, EOCO, on direct and indirect recovery for the period January 1, 2025 to December 31, 2025. My brother, over 1.5 billion in frozen assets. Everything taken. They will go to court and they will make sure that everything is. And one other good thing about Raymond Archer and his EOCO is the fact that they never go to court until they have it locked in. Sometimes when I look at the evidence, I wonder how they got these. Hey, my brother, to the point that they are able to even go onshore, offshore, and be able to track wallets that only exist in the air. In my days, there was nothing like that. We went to bank with bank books. They will write in red if you withdrew money. Recently, I found my bank book. from the first bank that I ever saved in GCB, Abu branch in Tamale. That was where my mother used to save. And when I started receiving money as a national service person, she told me, go and save there. In the days, it was a bank book. If you want to pay money, they will write in blue ink. If you withdrew money, red ink. Debit, credit. Oh, Jesus. Today, my brother, my sister, that is the age Raymond Archer is coming from. My days of the bank book. But he's been able to get so digitized that he can chase wallets from offshore accounts, onshore accounts, ghost accounts. Hey, even if you die, you'll be investigated. In the days of Nana Addo, we saw so much corruption. There's an NDC MP, Bolgatanga area there. His name is Adongo, Honorable Adongo. He granted an interview. And he said something that shocked me. Watch this.
Yes.
Do you know, let me tell you something. Ghanaians don't know. Swami Interchange. I was shocked that they had a press conference. They took part of our Eurobonds in 2020. $200 million of that money was approved by Parliament to be used to do the Swami Interchange and the ancillary roads.
$200 million.
I remember very well, Honorable Chairman Sabonsu was sitting there and he was under siege from his constituency. In fact, one time we went to visit the site and they nearly lynched him. You remember that?
Yeah,
so we all were together and said that, look, we can't have our leader humiliated like that. So we would approve the $200 million. Go and do the Swami Interchange. They chop the money. Swami Interchange is still there, and they are holding press conferences about Swami Interchange. How shameful can they be? Two, Ofanko is our home road. The same World Bank money. They took $200 million to do that project. They chopped the money, left the contractor. It took Honorable Abuja and Honorable Atoforsen to raise the money to give to them. Are they now not closer to completion? Where is the $200 million Eurobonds that they took to do those projects? So, but we are doing 60 billion. $200 million is about how much? That's about 2 billion. Plus 2 billion, 4 billion. They couldn't do it. We are doing 50 billion without borrowing from anybody. Does that tell you that we're a serious group of people?
Does that tell you that we are a serious group of people? So I'm an interchange, according to him. In the days of Nana Addo, they went for Eurobonds. You know what that is? Eurobonds. It's almost like credit. 200 million American dollars. They blew it amongst themselves. And Nana Addo was busily sleeping and snoring. That was in the end. Ofanko, that road, that Maripoma is building, almost done. They took another 200 million American dollars. And this time around, World Bank funded. They blew it all out. And the thing was still so skeletal, sitting down, awaiting flesh. According to him, he took Honorable Agboja, Minister of Roads, Highways, and blah, 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 and Atuforsen, who is still forcing, to be able to raise 50 million as compared to the 200 to deal with all this. We remember they said Mahama inflated bridge contracts. We remember the Kaswa one, the Circle one, the one they call Dubai, and all that. Inflated. Credit Japan told us all this. Today, we are hearing that in this regime, there was wanton stealing. And if we haven't seen anything at all, Raymond Archer and his EOCO under the Zwarungu boy Dr. Dominic Akuritinga Ayele have proven beyond all doubt, unprecedentedly, that this regime was a murderously corrupt one. NPP, never again. But I will end on this note. Honorable Adongo, your party is in power. The 200 million for the Swami interchange. The $200 million, again, for the Ofanko. If you truly believe that they chopped it as you said, your party is in power. What do? Let's do the needful. Arraign them before court. Let them cough out the money to the good people of Ghana, rather than hopping from one radio station to the other and talking about this. That's how come I love EOCO. They will chase you and get it. And they will hardly speak on radio or TV. It's the Black Pot, aka Kukushonamo, where we speak truth to power.